speaking of a little bit of subtle racism,
maybe your best course would be to tread lightly.
as a black person, obviously, I know there are some places that we just per se aren't meant to go to eat, or they're going to give us some controversy when we go there. There's some expectance of a little bit of discrimination. If you're a minority and you're LGBTQ+, Chick-fil-A is not having your best interest in mind. It's good chicken, the Lord's chicken. Sweet Jesus, 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 Jesus. But they, overall as a company, probably don't have your best interest in mind. However, of course, the workers are pretty chill in most cases. Also tend to be minors being worked in the sun like slaves, so something else to really be outraged about on that situation. Or we expect to go to Church's Chicken and be yelled at by one of our own who's likely got her baby sitting at the table outside with a cheap knockoff iPad or something. Or we expect to nearly be killed anytime we enjoy Popeye's biscuits. They're dry as hell, eating the Grand Canyon. But I also know as a black person that Cracker Barrel is someplace that I'm supposed to hold as a very, very, very last freaking reserve. Even last behind Waffle House. It's just something that, you only go to if it's utterly no other option. And recently, Cracker Barrel has rebranded in an attempt to, bring in a new clientele and get rid of the old culture just a little bit, because it's not exactly cost effective, I'm assuming, or profitable, or I genuinely don't know what the push behind this is. They've given some reasons, but I think it's basically them saying being the place where old white people come to eat it's not financially viable in today's market. You have to, of course, be outright racist to turn that into any form of financial viability. But I'm wondering if this outrage that they have spawned themselves into is worth it. I'm also wondering if it will actually land properly, and the answer to both of those is no. We already know. I mean, the outrage has plunged the stock price.
Oh no.
So let's take a look.
Change it back.
What?
Your logo. Change it back now.
You don't like it?
No one likes it. It's horribly boring.
It's not that bad.
It is. So bad, your stock price dropped by 10%.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and getting bad reactions on social media is one thing, but when it causes an actual decline in your stock...
Man, but you spent a lot of money on this.
How much is a lot?
Oh, well,
How much is a lot?
like 700
$1,000?
million? Yeah. And we started to change the stores, and we were...
Forget that.
First off, $700 million for a crappy Photoshop job, and to have a freaking shitty interior designer come and set up the decor for your restaurant, like the new theming. You paid $700 million for that? That's insane. That's like, dude, advertisers, people who work in marketing and graphic design, especially for mainstream corporations, your small advertisers or your small marketing teams or small graphic designers, I wouldn't put this label on, but if you work for major corporations and you're in those fields, you are fucking overpaid and doing the shittiest work possible. It's also easy. It's basically take the experience out of the logo and then just do some generic gentrification tactic, and it's all good. And also with your interior design, simple. Dude, okay, you're a country restaurant. When people go inside, they either expect Applebee's overload, or they expect rundown walls with a cockroach or two dead in the corner and a mousetrap near the front door. Like, it's a country restaurant. You have to fit the country aesthetic. And the country aesthetic is not this simple shit. The country aesthetic is rustic disaster, slowly and steadily decaying. That's the country aesthetic.
Thank God for rednecks.
I could have done the same thing for $100 and a freaking Twinkie. Like, this is stupid to me that they paid $700 million for this.
Cracker Barrel is known for its comfort, from its food to its country charm. But the company making another effort to look forward, unveiling a new logo that's causing a stir, overhauling the iconic logo. Missing Uncle Herschel, the man in overalls who's been a fixture since the 1970s. In its place, a simpler, more modern design the company says calls back to its 1969 roots. The rebrand is part of a $700 million transformation meant to bring in younger diners.
They're doing this to bring in younger customers. There are much better ways in today's world to bring in younger customers. And by better, I don't mean they're morally okay or morally just or just right in general. Like, you could have brought in, I don't know, 2 or 3 gambling machines in your freaking shop area. That way they could get the same feeling they get when they opened loot boxes on video games, and all the freaking advertisement we see today is for freaking gambling apps. Or, you know, you could have brought in like a hipster blended country band to play like once a week at each restaurant. That will draw in, you know, some younger crowds per se. It'll make it feel a little progressive without taking the entire aesthetic. In fact, in a way, it'll be kind of trying to mold the aesthetic a little bit. It's something that it's more come into, you know. Get your Morgan Waller copy band to come play at your freaking restaurant. Not an utter, literally like soulless, capitalist, lifeless rebrand that has no identity whatsoever. No one wants to go to a soulless space. People go to restaurants these days, especially with the cost of things. People go to restaurants these days for an expected experience. You go to Cheesecake Factory because you expect to pay exorbitant amounts of money for your Instagram or Snapchat photo showing that you love and care your significant other, even though anyone could go to a fucking Cheesecake Factory and be fleeced by those prices, except for in their cheesecake. Their cheesecake is, you know, they landed on the moon with that.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Just saying. But like, you know, you don't want to go to a soulless place and eat. Like, you got to mold it into something rather than just make it barren and empty. It doesn't give the feel. Although I will say this, the moment that you cut some Beyonce country music on, the shit's already over for your older customer base the moment you do that. Okay, I'm just letting you know. They don't like that, but hey, they're gonna die in 15 years anyways.
Oh my God.
At best. That's for ones with health care and a family that cares. You don't gotta worry about them anyways. Like, this is just so dumb to me that they did this. And Cracker Barrel, hear me out, okay? To the CEO, it's a place for... Well, it's in the name. You know what I mean? It's in the freaking name. You're not going to get a diverse, expanded customer base. You have a culture, and that culture is in the fucking name. Okay, I'm sorry. It's in the name. And speaking of, you know, a little bit of subtle racism.
Maybe your best course would be to tread lightly.
It's an American staple, you know? Black people, we know the cops don't, we know they don't like us, okay? We know half of our doctors are still under some perception that black people can't feel pain because somehow the black body is harder or something or whatever. I don't know what the whole ideal of that is. Like, we know that if you're in a town where Cracker Barrel is it's the prime premier spot, even over a Waffle House. We know that that's a town where we should not be alone. We should be in a group of at least 10 to 12 black people for safety and security. But we should also note that likely that group, because of its size, which is, you know, above 4, will be considered likely a gang by local law enforcement. What are we doing here? Like, it's racist. It's Cracker Barrel. Like, why this rebrand now? Like, it's also too late to rebrand at this point. Like, all of these companies did all these rebrands to get rid of their kind of racist aesthetic during, like, you know, the early 10s and whatnot, and the mid 10s, 2010s. Why did we rebrand now? Like, Aunt Jemima got rid of the auntie, okay, and their branding like 12 years ago or some shit. You could have snuck this in at a better time. You could have snuck this in during the IHOP moment that IHOP had, where like people were extremely pissed about the fact that they were getting pancakes and burgers, even though they I think technically already had burgers by that point, like, which, you know, that rebrand was also stupid as shit as well, but it wasn't really a rebrand, it was just a marketing tactic, you know, which is what you could have done here. You could have done a marketing tactic, right? You could have created outrage without actually doing anything and paid significantly less. You just needed to pay, like, I don't know, 3 Zoomers and a kick streamer, maybe $1 million over the span of like 2 years to build up some like rage bait for Cracker Barrel to draw attention and still get money. There's a million ways this could have been done better that would have saved like at least $699 million rather than $700 million. Like, it changes the aesthetic, sure, but it doesn't change the culture about the restaurant at all. And why would you want to? You're stuck in a freaking niche market, and you're stuck in a niche market that's a part of a market that's already on the decline. People are more and more choosing to eat at home because it's just too expensive to eat out. And hell, it's too expensive to eat at home these days. So for you to sit there and smack the most loyalist like clients you could have, the most loyalist customer base you could have, which is those who are still coming to spend money to eat dog shit food anyways, is insane to me. It gets even funnier because, you know, the Trump family is of course getting involved in this because it's, you know, Cracker Barrel is causing some conservative outrage. There's the accusation that Cracker Barrel is going woke, and it's hilarious to me that the Trumps are responding to this because there's no way in hell any Trump has ever eaten at a fucking Cracker Barrel. And I'm saying this about a family whose current head honcho enjoys fucking McDonald's. There's no way a Trump has eaten at Cracker Barrel at all. Maybe at a campaign event they had like 1 or 2 bites, okay? But they're not eating there. They don't eat at Cracker Barrel. So why are they commenting on this? I don't know. But Donald Trump Jr. posted on Twitter, what the fuck is wrong with Cracker Barrel? To which I say, what the fuck is wrong with Cracker Barrel? Making me agree with like the second example of what a human being would look like if you molded together the worst Italian qualities along with the worst Hampton-esque qualities into a human being. A disgusting human being would be the result, of course. But what the fuck, Cracker Barrel? Why are you making me agree with that? And what's crazy is they're not even Italian. The Trumps are German. What the fuck? You're making me agree with the goddamn German.
Lick my mash. That means lick my ass.
Just kidding. No German hate. Love my fellow angry sex language people. I don't know. I've never been to Germany. I don't give a fuck. And Trump responded to another tweet stating that the CEO scrapped a beloved American aesthetic and replaced it with sterile, soulless branding. Which, you know what? Trump is right.
Hell no!
It is soulless branding, but also, aren't you a capitalist, Trump? This is what capitalist branding looks like. It's not designed to touch someone's soul. It's not designed to have a link to someone's historical position. It's designed to squeeze as much money as possible, as simply as possible. And that is what this rebranding is. It's capitalism at the fucking max. This is your holy altar. Every Cracker Barrel should be a holy place right now to a capitalist. Soulless branding, squeezing the money out, pointless spending, you know, $700 million to basically shoot yourself in the foot. This is capitalism's book of Genesis right here, which I think that, you know, as a response, Trump should, like he does with everything, where he breaks things and then claims he fixed it and then goes to those places and partakes in that moment to make it seem like he has fixed it. I think he should do the same with Cracker Barrel. Obviously, he didn't cause this problem. This was the decision of an idiotic CEO or some executive who thought that I need to make my job look necessary in this current economic climate and made the worst fucking possible decision ever. But still, he should go try it. And that way, you know, if this dude eats a full breakfast from Cracker Barrel based off of what I've heard about their food, I'm pretty sure, considering his current health situation, it would be the final straw to break the camel's back. And before he could even get out the door to get back into the Beast limo, he will collapse into a coma. That would be the only way Cracker Barrel could recover their image, I feel like, to some people who care, as the restaurant who concluded the nightmare. So what do I think should per se happen is, I don't know, somebody should be fired, to be honest with you. I mean, you spent $700 million. And at no point did anyone say to themselves, let's run this by Gladys. In her trailer, down in the trailer park, at the back of the park, you know, with all the kids running around. Some of them look like the fucking Hills Have Eyes children.
What the hell is wrong with you, you sick bastard?
I don't know.
Let's run this by her, right? No one thought to do that and see what she'd say, because I guarantee you, she'd be correct in her response to it, where she's probably like, what the shit is that? I ain't eating at no damn Cricker Beer that ain't got Herschel in the barrel on it. You know, she'd probably say that with a couple N-words, but at least, you know, it'd be an acceptable response.
Sure.
Somebody should have ran this by Gladys, okay? I don't understand what the fuck we spent $700 million for, and at no point did no one run this by Gladys. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to help the channel grow. Will you go eating at a newly branded Cracker Barrel? I don't even know where the closest one to me is, and I live in Raleigh, North Carolina, so I probably have like one or two nearby within like an hour's travel distance. I don't know. But even if I knew exactly where it was, I wouldn't give a shit, nor would I go to judge the rebrand. But Uncle Herschel and his barrel are a goddamn American staple at best, and a warning sign that if you're gay or a minority to stay away, and that's why we need to bring it back. I think I'm having a heart attack.